If you grew up watching British children's TV in the 1980s, you know it was a wild, wonderful time. It was an era where ambitious puppet shows and unapologetically silly comedies all shared the same after-school time slot. Right in the middle of this golden age, on October the 1st, 1985, a brilliantly weird little show warped onto BBC screens, Galloping Galaxies. Created by Bob Block, the comedy writer behind classic sitcoms like Rentaghost and Grandad, the show had a fantastic pitch. What if we took the classic bumbling workplace sitcom and put it on a creaky second-hand spaceship in the 25th century? The result was a hilarious, character-driven comedy that, despite only lasting 2 short series, just 10 episodes in total, left an unforgettable mark on the kids who watched it. The year is 2487, and our home base is a space voyager. But let's get one thing straight. This is no sleek, high-tech spaceship like the Enterprise. The Voyager is basically an interstellar breakdown waiting to happen. It's a space equivalent of a clunky old delivery van that makes weird noises when it starts. The show follows the daily misadventures of the Voyager's crew as they try to navigate the perils of deep space. And honestly, their biggest dangers weren't evil alien overlords or universe-ending black holes. Their real enemies were malfunctioning gadgets, space pirates who were more annoying than scary, and their own spectacular clumsiness. It was a universe where the vast, intimidating cosmos was just a backdrop for brilliantly silly jokes and creative, low-budget visual effects that kids absolutely loved. At the helm of this chaotic vessel was Captain Pettifer, played by Robert Swells. He was a well-meaning but always stressed out leader, constantly trying to keep a straight face and maintaining order amongst his eccentric crew. He was supported by First Officer Morton and a handful of other lovable misfits who brought a ton of energy and slapstick humour to the ship's bridge. But let's be real. The undisputed star of the show, and the reason it truly punches above its weight, was Sid, the ship's computer. Brought to life through the legendary voice acting of comedy icon Kenneth Williams. Sid was a bug-eyed, sarcastic, and perpetually exasperated artificial intelligence. This was actually one of Williams' final roles, and he leaned into it with his trademark theatrical flair. Every time the crew made a ridiculous decision, Sid would deliver a withering, sarcastic remark with impeccable comedy timing. Hearing a classic British comedy legend gently roasting a bunch of bumbling space captains was a masterstroke of casting. It bridged the gap between classic TV comedy and a whole new generation of kids, ensuring that Sid remains the most vividly remembered part of the show. The magic of Galloping Galaxies was that it never talked down to its audience. Bob Block's scripts were sharp, fast-paced, and full of physical comedy. The production team made the absolute most of their BBC studio budget, using colourful sets, fun props, and a bouncy electronic theme tune to sell the illusion of a bustling 25th century spacecraft. It was a show that rewarded kids for paying attention and just having a good laugh. Sadly, all good things must come to an end. Galloping Galaxies wrapped up its broadcast in December 1986. In 1987, Target Books released a novelisation of the first series, letting fans relive the adventures in print. A second book was announced, but it mysteriously never saw the light of day. Today, the show occupies a fun, quirky little corner of TV history. Because it's never gotten a fancy DVD release or shown up on modern streaming services, it feels a bit like a holy grail for 80s nostalgia hunters. If you weren't there, you might have never have heard of it. But for those who were there, Galloping Galaxies remains a cherished, happy memory. It stands as a perfect reminder of a time when children's television was allowed to be unapologetically weird, wonderfully silly, and deeply focused on having fun. Long after the Space Voyager faded from the BBC schedules, the memory of its creaking corridors and the sarcastic bug-eyed glow of Sid the computer still brings a smile to our faces. It was a brief, bumpy, hilarious ride through the stars, and honestly, we wouldn't have wanted to fly with anyone else.